Intro. It's intro time. Shush. Everyone shut up. What's going on, main characters? It's your boy Talks Too Much with Third Party Studios. Welcome back to the channel for the Third Party Studios podcast. We are on the 77th episode. Those are lucky numbers, I think, and we have a lot to get into today. I was first looking at this week thinking, man, there's just nothing to talk about. But if you dig just a little bit, you find a lot of articles that are being slept on right now. A lot of actually like big news that's breaking out that a lot of people still are not talking about or chatting about. So we will definitely get into all of that. We have Sonic the Hedgehog absolutely obliterating Mufasa in opening weekend at the box office. We have the Superman trailer released. We'll be looking over that, pausing at moments just to like break it down. Then we have Marvel Rivals, a game that has absolutely been dominating the industry right now and just has been like a genuine actual breakout success. I don't think anyone was asking for it, but I think we were all happy to get it. And I'm very satisfied with the game itself. Mechanics seem great. 28 years later, I'm finding out that it is now going to be a trilogy. 28 years is going to be its own breakout trilogy, and they've confirmed a second movie in that trilogy. So at least two 28 years later films, with a third potentially on the way as well. Batman Part 2 is going to be starting filming this year, and we have a potential rumor that Penguin is going to be getting a season 2 in the meantime. So all of that to get into. Let me just introduce our boys. We got the Cody in the studio. How's it going, buddy?
What's up?
We got Cody. So then we got Matt in the studio. How's it going, buddy?
Just hanging out, man.
And then we got first time on the podcast. You've seen him from the Sunday Slackers. We got Morgan hanging out with us. He'll be chiming in from time to time. Morgan, thanks for being here, bud. Really appreciate it. Give a shout out quick.
Yeah.
So with all of that out of the way, we got a lot of stories to look forward to. But before we do, let's jump into our weeks. Let's just touch base. Let's just feel good, you know? Let's get into it. The Cody, tell me about what the hell was going on last night. Sounded like you were like in a street fight with a baby. That's what that sounded like. A baby that didn't talk back.
I mean, yeah.
You hard cut out, so we will skip
Baby
you.
found him.
We will hard cut out. Yeah, the baby caught up with him. But Cody dropped real quick.
No, that's what happens when babies act up. Street fight with them.
Bad tub.
Shovel that goddamn sidewalk. Anyway. No. I was yelling at people on Rivals, to be honest.
Who's your main still? Is your main still Captain America?
My main is Vanguard. Whatever.
Any Vanguard.
I play like 4 different Vanguard.
The only Vanguard I could possibly play is Penny Parker, the spider one. The Gundam.
And people are yelling. It's like, play Penny, for fuck's sake. It's like, no, I won't.
On the escort, you guys probably
want to play.
On the escort mission, I want to point this out because you guys probably already know this, but for people who are just picking up Rivals, if you play as Penny Parker in Vanguard and you are defending on the escort payload missions, you can place all of your mines right in front of spawn door and insta-wipe the entire team. You could put your planter there, you could put all your mines there, and if your team is ready for them, they come out ready to go. They all trigger the mines, they all take the AoE damage, and you could just mow them down. Their first attempt fails instantly. It's got to be illegal, like in the first 30 seconds of the game or something. Well, is so abusive.
The door is right there, so it's like quick respawn.
No, I know. I mean, it doesn't take long, but it's still like your first push, you lose. And if you had, let's say you're defenders and one guy's sitting back in your spawn, you're SO, like you have to get, that person has to wake up and come into the game too. You at least buy that extra 10 seconds to get your team around. I'm not saying it's like a meta strategy. I'm just saying it's pretty unfreaking reasonable that you can just do
Junkrats.
Yeah.
Fucking strat.
Exactly.
Put my bomb right here in the door.
Exactly. It's just spawn.
I forgot all about you.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't really work more than once. At least I have not seen it work more than once. Maybe there's a reason it couldn't. But Cody, what else have you been up to this week? So you've been playing Rivals. You've been checking out any other games, watching any new movies or shows?
No, but I will say, like, when it comes to like in this game, you're not particularly like yelling at people to like play certain ways or whatnot.
Right.
It's just like get your shit together and do your job. or do whatever you assigned yourself to. It's like you're
Yep.
not really yelling at someone to like assign them.
Exactly. With
Yeah.
Marvel Rivals is definitely a game that doesn't require the proper team composition. It just requires you to carry your load. If you or another player on your team is not carrying your load, that shows. But I mean, if you have like 6 amazing DPS, you can still win. You don't
I
have
was
to.
getting bitched at last night so hard for it's like, oh my god, you're like 6 and 10 right now. It's like, dude, I'm a tank with like 20,000
Blocking.
blocking. And it's like, yeah, but you're not getting kills. It's like, dude,
Not my job.
yeah, I'm there for you to get kills.
Yeah, I'm the
And
sponge.
it always comes around to it's like, it's not my job. Like your job is to protect healers, and healers are there to get DPS, and the DPS are the ones that just fucking went around circle after circle, like trying to explain to this one guy or whatever to the point where we got in a yelling match.
Yeah.
And then I ended up friend questing, dude.
Oh,
After a while.
enemies turn buddies. You're like Vegeta and Piccolo. You
So-
best
so you
friends
doing
now.
Yeah.
ranked? Are you doing ranked or just regular queue?
It is ranked, yeah.
I can't do ranked anymore. I can't do ranked. And honestly, I don't have the I don't know if I just have the self-reflection I need in order to understand the actual issue that happens when we lose games so consistently. It feels like it should be me that's the problem, but then I look at my stats, I'm like, oh, I'm God tier and my DPS didn't kill anything. But I always feel like it's my fault for not healing enough, even though I'm getting like 22, 21k for heals. Yeah,
That's like the average feeling of a tank. It's like you're not getting kills, you're dying, but you
Yeah.
have like this stat increase that's fucking insane.
Yeah, the tanks can be good. I've only found one I can tolerate, but so that's been your
I needed you, really.
yeah.
Fox.
Aw,
Just
fuck,
sit on my ass,
dude.
and just heal me on point.
Yeah, this is like
dude, I'm so and so. I'm gonna sit on point, and I'm not leaving it, and I'll kill whoever comes near it.
what's really weird about this game versus say like Overwatch for me was in this game I really do feel like I could play any DPS and I feel like I could play any healer, and I have at least one option in Vanguard. But in Overwatch, there were only like 2 characters that I ever wanted to play as. It was Moira, and it was the one girl who throws the little laser sentry turrets all over the place. Those were the only 2 characters I ever wanted to play, probably because you didn't have to aim.
You guys got me on that, by the way. Like contributing. What the fuck is her name? Wanda.
Mhm.
Scarlet Witch to Moira.
Yeah.
So anytime I see a Scarlet Witch player, I'm just like, you fucking Moira, you can't do shit.
You're a bad Moira.
Except for play that goddamn character where you don't have to aim, do shit.
Well, she's still incredibly squishy, and she does not. She has escape ability with her ghost ability, but otherwise,
Oh yeah, she's gone. She's gone.
her missiles do nothing. And obviously they do something. I'm being a little hyperbolic with that, but they are so impractical. There's only 4 of them. They're not a good alternative to like her lock-on laser beam that she has. They don't do almost any AoE damage, so it's not like it's good for crowd control. And that takes up the spot of like her more escapability and stuff like that. And honestly, she seems like one of the easiest targets to kill when she's using her alt. Like, there are so many alts that make an entire team immortal. Her ult is a nuke, but she is so freaking squishy that if you do not have 2 dedicated healers, you're going down. You're not getting your ult off.
That's one thing I love about this game too. It's like as soon as you hear Scarlet Witch's ult,
You know exactly what to do.
everyone on comm is just like, run away.
They always kill me. It's just they don't run. They don't run
There
from
was
me.
one that was like, oh my god, I swear to God, I was out of her range. That pissed me. But
Yep.
other than that, I've been doing that a lot.
Matt, what have you been up to this week?
Other than that, I've been playing.
Oh, sorry, Cody.
wait,
Go.
just, you know,
No, he's
segue.
not-
Well,
he's
you
not
said
done.
he.
I'm not done. I'm never
I'm
done.
sorry. You said you didn't watch any shows and you didn't watch any movies, and that's all you were
Me.
doing. And then you
Finished.
go ahead. No one stop. I can't physically stop you.
Anyway, um, Matt, do you play a lot of Assassin's Creed games?
No, I played
Oh.
2, and that was probably the most one I played. A little bit of Brotherhood, a little bit of Unity, I think. That was it.
I was gonna say I just got back into Unity. Like this game dropped at the when new consoles came out back in 2014. Holy shit, that was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
10 years. 10 years, man. Fuck.
Jeez.
I started replaying that one again. I was like, God damn, this might be like the best looking AC game that I played. Got back into it. Like, oh, fuck. Other than that,
Other than
I
that,
just, but yeah, AC wise, going back in, Shadows is dropping in a couple months.
oh, did you guys hear the news about Shadows? Did you guys hear that? I found it on X earlier, or last night. So in Assassin's Creed Shadows, they're adding the Naruto run as like an actual like activated skill for who's the girl in the game? I don't. It won't matter.
No
but,
one even knows.
Yeah, no one knows. No one cares. But I mean, they are giving it the Naruto run, and they've been very clear about the fact that it's the Naruto run. It's like they're using that
Why?
imagery, and it's beautiful. it's gonna be that'll save it. That saved Assassin's Creed.
Change the
That,
animation.
Yeah, change the end.
But it's like, yeah, now going back into Assassin's Creed, it's like, oh, Ubisoft. 2014, they were actually trying something and they were being very innovative. Like, this is the game with like NPCs on like a whole nother scale where you got like districts full of like hundreds and hundreds of NPCs and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying some. And graphic wise, it still looks fucking amazing. They used Unity in order to rebuild uh the what's that fucking church in France?
Notre Dame.
Yeah. They used the schematics from Unity to rebuild Notre Dame when it caught fire. That's how accurate and just how
Oh wow.
great. Yeah.
Well,
True story.
Well, also Ubisoft is based in France, aren't they? Like Ubisoft is a French
They got multiple.
Montreal.
Montreal. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought they were.
Montreal is probably the most famous one.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I was
So they
just
got
saying, like,
multiple studios.
that's kind of a nice little geographical advantage. It's like, hey, you guys got this 3D rendering of the church that we need, so that'd be cool. So
Yeah, that's
just
one thing I
walk in
like
their
about
office.
one thing I like about the Assassin's Creed games. It's like you can basically step back in time and just be like, this is kind of the
it's close.
what it looked like.
Yeah, there's it's recognizable, right?
I mean, AC Origins is like they use that software in museums, like teaching people about ancient Egypt and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like they did good shit, but
Yeah.
it's been
all of these
years.
companies have the tools to do amazing, like phenomenal things, and they just choose not to. They choose instead to just like lowest common denominator, check all the boxes nonsense. And I mean, we have plenty of things to
Publishers
look
for you,
forward to
man.
that. What was that?
That's publishers for you.
Yeah.
The problem is you have publishers that, okay, this formula works, easy money in our pocket. And then you have developers that are gamers
Mm-hmm.
and they know what gamers want. But someone signs their paycheck and is like, no, do this instead.
Well, sorry.
I want to do this.
Yeah, I was gonna say the frustrating thing
But it
about
would
that
be
is that with
obvious.
AI and all these advanced like software tools, now marketing your own project is easier than ever, and like getting people to know about your product, paying yourself. I mean, I think that the independent creations in video games are not going to hit a high standard for a long time, but I mean, we're getting closer. Like, right? I mean, like independent projects are getting much closer to like even just AA quality instead of just the mobile.
Well, it's almost like indistinguishable when you come across a AA and a AAA game.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Visual wise,
Yeah, because I mean,
it's like I think the only like distinguishable part now is like we got this fucking 200-hour sprawling open world, blah blah blah. That's AAA.
Yeah.
AA is like get the same thing, but it's more confined and well
Better mechanics.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
It's
not
more fun.
it's not well, it's like Baldur's Gate, right? Like we
it's
can
like
sing
this world is
Baldur's
lived in.
Baldur's Gate gives you a amazing setting. Honestly, they obviously pull from the Faerun of Dungeons and Dragons, and they obviously have like so much source material that they use to their advantage. But they also created like a very unique and engaging story that had just a lot of a lot of like a lot of unique pathways to explore rather than like you go to this area and you have the same 3 quests to do, but you're doing them in a different spot. And then you go to this area, it's the same 3 quests to do, but in a different spot. And you're just like
Well, it's all
clearing the
it's
map.
also funny because that's from like Larian Studios, which they got their shit together doing Divinity Original Sin
Mhm.
2 and whatnot. And then BioWare was the one that did Baldur's Gate 1 2. And then like you could see BioWare going like mainstream and just shitting the bed the bigger and bigger they get. And then Larian's like, well, we're picking up the shit, clearing it up. Like, let's do the sheets. We're just like,
And calling them out too on stage at the Game
yeah.
Awards when he was like his whole speech that he made. That
Yeah.
was dope.
Yeah. We covered the awards last week, but we didn't get to the other news about it, like the other like spin-off conversations that were probably worth having.
Yeah, and people are like bitching too. It's like you can't compare Baldur's Gate 3 to Dragon Age
Vanguard,
Veilguard.
Veilguard.
It's like, Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 came from the producers of Veilguard. Well, Larian is the one. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's a weird time we live.
Yeah, it's a very, very bizarre
And it's like,
universe.
yeah, BioWare was the peak. It dived headfirst into the shallow end, got crippled, and Larian is the one that's like feeding it soup.
Well, I have a so like in our conversation. So in the past, we had the Elon Musk video where we were talking about him either buying Hasbro or the other video where we were talking about him making that AI video game studio. And I had comments that were like, "Do you really want AI in video games?" And then another comment that came out is like, "Google and other like studios have been using AI for a long time. Why is this so special?" It's like, fuck, you guys are all. What are you guys fucking talking about? Like, you guys are just finding reasons to complain. Like, sure, they've been using AI tools in other videos for a long time. It's not the point. Like, AI will be an interesting tool to see used more, I would say tactfully, maybe more directly in a video game. But the point is that we have a new studio coming in that's stated mission is prioritizing the gamer's experience. That's like Elon's thing is like he wants to make the gamer's experience better. I think every other studio has, at least most of the mainstream studios have more or less told their audiences to fuck off. So
Yeah, for the most part.
yeah. So
There have been several that have been going back and whatnot, but like going to the AI parts, like the thing that I look forward to more is the like dynamic storytelling and dynamic like dialogue.
yeah.
Where, like you could just like say you want to type something in as a response instead of just clicking a generic response, and then it kind of changes. It could be cool. It could be cool, but we're way off.
Yeah. Well, and I heard about AI, not to keep on this topic because we have so much to get into, and we haven't even gotten through Matt's week yet.
Yeah, we
But
haven't.
we're-
Yeah, we're
you know
still
what?
talking about.
I'm
We're
gonna
still talking about me.
I'm gonna skip my AI story because they were 19 minutes in. I want to know what
Yeah,
Matt's week was.
True.
How was your week, buddy? What have you been up to?
Good old Hunt Showdown. Had an event that started last week.
No, Chris. Anyway,
Murder
back to
Circuit.
me. We were talking about the
Hunt Showdown
Fix that.
competition. Keep going, Matt. Hunt Showdown competition.
It's a seasonal event.
That's
Old Post Malone taking center stage. Take that how
Were
you
they
will.
Fortnite this thing?
Were they what?
Are they Fortnite this thing where it's like we're gonna bring in
No.
celebrities?
This is their first one that they've done like this.
This is cringe.
No, it's not cringe at all. He actually surprisingly fits well into the world lore because this takes place in 1896.
Hmm.
And he like ran a circus. For those of you that don't know what Hunt Showdown is, which is probably everyone except for me.
No, I've seen it. I've watched you and Tyler have played it on streaming on Discord, so I've seen you guys play it. Yep.
But like the lore of Louisiana Bayou.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the lore. Sorry.
Voodoo zombie outbreak in 1896. So he ran a circus, and then he found a cursed object that corrupted his circus.
Mm-hmm.
He lost power. Two-headed bears, shit like that.
Oh man,
Pretty dope.
Two-headed bears does sound pretty dope. We got
It's fucking intense.
Oh, walk me. So I've seen you and Tyler. I've seen you and Dom play it. But what's the like? Is it? I mean, is it a game we should pull on Sunday Slackers? Maybe that's worth trying.
It's
You're gonna need a
hardcore extraction-based shooter that has a steep
Learning curve.
learning curve.
Okay, so we'll put that aside for now.
Yeah, probably not great.
How the
when it comes to learning curves, Tox,
don't
kind of out.
yeah, don't do it. I need a character that I don't even need to aim with. That's the ideal.
New game that I need to play for 10 hours before I understand it.
Well, the thing about like my primary healer in Rivals is also Cloak and Dagger, who also does not really need to aim in order to hit. All of her healing darts are tracking.
You're on keyboard and mouse, bro.
So I can't. Yeah, but all of the characters I use don't benefit from it.
Boo.
Oh,
Boo.
I'm great.
Boo. Tox, boo.
That's why I play Hawkeye.
Yeah, you
I have to hit Spider-Man when he's swinging around.
you kick ass with Hawkeye. You're pretty good with him.
I met shit. Last night there was shit Spider-Mans and good Spider-Mans. Spider-Mans where it's like, I'm gonna throw my controller through the goddamn screen.
Well, Matt, any other? I mean, no movies or anything. Just the event. How did the event go? Did it finish well, or did you play? Like, what
Their
was
events
the?
are 60 days long.
Oh shit! Well,
That's been going for a week.
that's a season.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
So you,
That's why I said
completed the
seasonal
game
event.
pass, right?
well,
No.
I don't think of like I don't think of events. I don't think events can be seasonal. That just seems like an
That's all Hunt
establishment.
does.
That-
It's a running joke within the community that Vanilla Hunt is the event now. They'll do 60 days, and then you have like 2 weeks of Vanilla Hunt, and then like boom, another event, 60 days.
Well, I mean, honestly, it sounds like they're doing a good job supporting the community with new content. I mean, is it a bunch of recycled garbage, or is it all pretty unique? And does it feel like a new experience each time?
For the last couple of events, it felt kind of recycled. Like
Mhm.
do the same thing, but it's a different skin.
Mhm.
But they're very good about everything's like mainly cosmetic. So
Okay.
you don't. There's not like a super OP weapon that you can only get during in the fear of missing out and all that shit. It's
Right.
all skins in the battle pass. It's not.
Well,
You unlocked a nuke in 1896.
oh man, that was like the first one, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Why are you gonna nuke?
No.
Oh my god. So like
before they are invented.
so obviously I played a lot of
60 years.
Rivals too. So I played a lot of Marvel Rivals as well this week. And
Yeah, I also hear you yelling.
I do it.
It's not just me.
No, I do that. It's just not at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, and 6 in the morning. That's the distinction. Just saying. I'm a very good person online all the time to everybody. You bitch.
I'm sure.
Yep. So yeah, I've been playing some.
I don't hear a lot of camaraderie and like coming together as a team yelling. I hear I won't repeat it because we'll
'Cause-
get demonetized.
Yeah. Oh,
There's a lot of K words. A lot of F slurs.
got the K slur.
This
Got the K slur. The W slur. You know, that's rare, but it happens.
Whistler. W.
Yeah, the W. Yep. Got to drop the hard W.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
ends, but not the way you would think they were.
So I also got a bit further in Baldur's Gate 3. So I'm in Baldur's Gate 3. I'm at the circus now. So I've made it into Act 3, and I'm trying to keep going. I'm finding it a little bit. I'm finding a little bit of a soft barrier for Baldur's Gate 3 and Act 3. Just that I don't feel as pulled in as I did when, like, I was getting like going through Act 1 and 2. So I feel like it's losing me a little bit, but I might just be too busy to like sit down, and I shouldn't be. I should be playing. But the thing that was like the highlight of my week was, for the first time in like 20 years, I watched Hunchback of Notre Dame. And Cody and I have had this conversation before where like he's shouted out that the best soundtrack, or one of his favorite soundtracks, is from Hunchback of Notre Dame. And I just never bought it. I was like, you got Mulan, you have Tarzan, you have Lion King, you have all these amazing like 90s, early 2000s Disney films that had amazing soundtracks. Hunchback of Notre Dame, and I actually remember not enjoying it as a kid, but after rewatching it, wow, that is such an amazing movie. It's
goated.
That is
Absolutely.
It's dark, it's got sad moments. The themes are freaking powerful. You know, acceptance, you got like friendship, you have forgiveness, you have redemption. It's a beautiful story with so many amazing themes. You
even bringing like it's so dark to think about it, like as an adult instead of viewing as a kid.
Yeah.
Olaf's whole fucking like fire.
Yeah. Maya culpa.
Singing about Jasmine.
Yeah.
It's horrific as an adult.
It really is, because you understand the context better. He's not saying he wants to hold her hand and wants to go frolicking through the town.
No, he's Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, he's not. It's not okay. But yeah, it was just so freaking good. I mean, you throughout the entire movie, as a kid, you're like, oh, those gargoyles are just his Disney friends. That's just what they are. But as an adult, you're like, oh, he's going insane. He's going insane, and he's like he's isolated, and he has these like insane hallucinations about the gargoyles being his buddies. But then, like in the third act of the movie, they're actually defending the castle with him, and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
What do you think about, like, all right, when it comes to like Disney title drops, I would say. So you got Bells of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And it's like bells, 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 the bells of Notre Dame, and then it drops. Like, here's the movie, and here's the title and whatnot.
Yep.
Does that not hit hard as fuck?
Dude, the music in this, I think, so first off, almost every song in this movie, I have added to my playlist. And Out There, the song Out There, I play it on repeat. It's so freaking good. It's such a powerful song, and it just is so
Can you
like.
Imagine what they would do to that if it was live action remake.
They'd make him a white guy. They'd leave him as a white guy.
They'd make him black girl, and it's like,
they
because
can't.
that song's all about like being free.
Good point.
Of what you're
Strong, independent hunchback who don't need no man.
Yeah. And they've been race changing gingers for years now.
Well, the convenience.
I'm very, hit by it.
The convenience of casting in Hollywood for that role. I mean, your cup would runneth over for people who fit Quasimodo. I'm calling everyone in Hollywood ugly, just to be clear. Just if that joke didn't land proper. But
I don't get it.
All right, guys,
Could you explain it again?
Yeah. So Quasimodo is a very ugly hunchback. That's like his whole thing. And in Hollywood, they have an abundance of people like that. So I figured I'd make the joke that it'd be easy to cast someone for the role. It doesn't work when you guys.
That'd be such a weird casting. It'd almost be like Colin Farrell Penguin situation.
Oh, we're gonna talk about it. It's gonna be
cast an excellent actor.
Yep.
That you don't know that's actually behind the aesthetics.
Yeah. First glance, you would never notice it. The prosthetics are amazing. So first glance, yeah, you're never noticing that. All right.
I don't want it.
We're a half hour in. We're jumping into the first story. But before we do, guys, if you haven't already, hope you guys enjoy the content. Make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe if you are new. It is free. It's the best way to support the channel. We are trying to reach 500 subscribers. So if you guys do follow along and you guys enjoy our content, consider subscribing. It's free. You could always change your mind. Additionally, we also have the merch store. It has been open on the YouTube channel. We have the merch store linked in the description. Go check it out. The merch is awesome. We have a lot of choices, a lot of customized colors and choices to pick from. Come in all sizes up to 5XL, all the way down to little bitty. So pick any, come in there, check it out. We got a lot of stuff in there. Additionally, we have the free giveaway that's still going on. So we are giving away the variety pack of XS energy drinks. At the end of the year, we'll announce a winner on January 1st, and we'll follow up in the following live stream to make sure that you guys are up to speed on who the winner is. In order to win, all you have to do is comment on any of the videos we've posted out over the last 2 weeks and up through January 1st. And if your comment receives the most likes, you'll be declared the winner. There's no limit on how many comments you can put, so have fun. Check out the videos and let us know your thoughts. But with all of that out of the way, I think we have to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog and Mufasa. That's what we think.
We're talking about those.
Yeah, we have to. They're freaking huge. Like, first off, they're pretty much all that's relevant to the box office this week. Homestead was a movie from Angel Studios that we were looking at going to review. Just unfortunately, our local theater had less showings that we could get access to, and so scheduling wise, we couldn't make it. But we could talk about the two biggest movies at the box office right now, which are Mufasa and Sonic 3. It's a holiday season, Cody. They're gonna be kids' movies. That's what's going on in the news right now. That's what we gotta talk about.
Yay!
So, as someone who grew up loving The Lion King, I will say I was not at all excited for this. I don't have any interest in seeing it. I am bothered by the fact that they are continuing this. I don't have any complaints about the CGI. I think that's the weakest argument that you can make about these Lion King reboots.
Well, it's not live action.
Well, CGI. I said CGI. Yeah.
It's not a live action remake. It's
What would you call it? Right.
more realistic, computer generated, fucking
CGI.
worse version of original shit that came out in the 90s.
You got to come up with an
Yeah.
acronym for that, bud. The guys.
Yeah.
But you're not
Well-
wrong. It's categorically not a live action. There's just not a better category that it fits into. But Mufasa has, after opening weekend, so this came out this morning, that Sonic 3 blows up $70 million on opening weekend in the US, and Mufasa follows behind with half of that. And
Oh yeah.
honestly, I think that Sonic is benefiting from the way they've broken out this story for their character. Putting Shadow in the third movie, oh, that was so brilliant. Like, not using him too quickly was definitely a quality move. I'm also aware that the story for Shadow is kind of darker, so you got some good emotional impact, and people who are fans of the original shows and the original Sonic character, or like the OG Sonic character and Shadow, will have a lot of nostalgia in this, but they'll have a really good telling of Shadow's story and a good interactions between all the characters. I am a little thrown off by the second Dr. Eggman that they put in it, but I'm sure they tell us why they did it in the movie. But we'll
That's also Jim Carrey's last performance in the Hedgehog movies,
Yeah.
so.
well, but they have in addition to that, they have also already greenlit Sonic 4. So before the release for Sonic 3, they did announce that they were confirmed for a fourth movie, which honestly, really good foresight on their part. And it did give people more reason to come to the theater because, hey, this isn't the last film. This is gonna keep going. So it's a good motivation to keep people in the story and keep people coming to the theaters. But over a long holiday week, the kids' movies, yeah, they're gonna blow up.
I know you're a huge Sonic fan.
I'm probably in the middle somewhere.
What do you think? I want your complete thoughts and ratings on 1, 2, and 3.
For Sonic, I thought the first movie, first
All
up,
3 of them, I want detailed, very detailed.
I think you should. I think you should.
on 1, 2, and 3.
I think you should break it down first because you have an issue with the Sonic franchise that I think you should articulate.
Oh, dude, you remind me of this fucking kid that I watched last night. It's like I asked you a question, and it's like, what do you think about it?
Well, okay, so
No,
I will
asked
tell you. I'll tell you what I think about the trilogy. I think that they're
'Cause
doing.
I will walk over and punch you in the face.
Well, I'll tell you what I think about the trilogy.
Live on stream.
You just have to shut up long enough for me to talk about it. The trilogy itself has been really successful financially. It's gathering the audience together. It's definitely a movie for kids, but it's playing to the adult fans of Sonic who grew up with it. and I think that's all. I think that's all really good things. I think that the like the launching off point for this trilogy, the fact that you had the original version of Sonic and the fandom like rejected it outright, and Sony actually listened and made the change, was huge. I think that showed a lot of goodwill. And you'll
Yeah, the
remember,
director was like, "Oh, we might have fucked up," and so they switched it up.
yeah,
Like I think 3 months before the movie even came out,
hmm
there's like, "All right, yeah, let's make the fans happy."
yeah. And I mean, so in addition to the movies, you also have the Knuckles TV series, which
No
you
one likes.
well, you said that no one liked it. I heard people who said they did like it. So I mean, mixed. We could call that a mixed bag because we're getting mixed.
Anecdotal.
Yeah, anecdotal responses. But the Sonic franchise is obviously building, and I think they have a long way to go. Like they can do a lot more with this franchise. I mean, considering what the cartoons were able to pull off once upon a time. So they have a lot of canon story to explore. We could look forward to a lot of that. Matt, did you used to play Sonic Did you used to play Sonic? Did you watch any of these movies? Did you watch any of the old shows? I mean, have you engaged with any of the Sonic IP?
Yeah, I used to play. Morgan and we used to have a. Was that on GameCube?
They did have
I
GameCube.
think so.
Sega Genesis.
Yeah,
It's like a
same.
side scroller.
Yeah.
They had like all the games on one disc, so we would go through there and be like, Sonic 1, Sonic, so on and so forth.
There we go.
How old are you?
You want to know the game that we played the most of?
What's
was
that?
Sonic?
Yeah.
Fun fact, I forgot the name, but it's a Dr. Mario ripoff.
Oh,
So
okay.
you have like these little blobs that are coming down,
Yeah.
and you're like saving the woodland creatures and stuff from Dr. Eggman.
Yep. On
That's your first experience with Sonic?
No, we played like all the games, but that was the one that we played the most, was that
Ah.
Dr. Mario ripoff.
To say,
It was
you
just
didn't play on the Sega Genesis where you have the cartridge that you got that
No.
flip open, and then you can stick the Knuckles cartridge on top of it, and it's like, oh, we got more game. That's like the DLC. It's like,
no, the
Yeah, we never
Oh.
had a Sega.
I used to play the
I got it in my pause.
I used to play the Shadow on GameCube. Shadow. I can't remember the name of the Shadow game either, but
That was on PS2.
it was on GameCube. Was it on both? Because it was definitely on GameCube.
I mean, probably yeah, but GameCube doesn't like use or count as a console in my memory. So
well, okay.
GameCube doesn't?
GameCube's gay shit.
What?
Damn.
Dude.
Sounds like you missed out on Luigi's Mansion, dude.
Yeah,
I
dude.
had PS2. I sorry, I was rich.
Mario Sunshine? Like, are you
Yep.
are you kidding? Like GameCube had compatibility with the Game Boy cartridges as well. I'm pretty sure it was
All the
built.
Legend of Zeldas.
So did the N64.
Yeah, but the PlayStation 2 didn't. That was like oh man.
GameCube sucked. We're not gonna go into this fight.
I think we might have to do a console war here soon. In one of these.
We've done it before.
Yeah, it might be worth doing it again because it was fun. And I like having fun. But the Shadow
GameCube's gay. Anyway,
the
go on.
Shadow game was super fun. I really enjoyed the hell out of it. But when you talk about now looking at the Mufasa movie, you have an origin story for Scar, Mufasa, and Sarabi, and I don't understand.
Dude, do you want to know how Mufasa ends?
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, shout it out. Or, I mean, spoilers for people who are going to go see the film.
No one gives a fuck. Anyway, it basically goes, I'm not gonna call you so and so anymore. I'm gonna call you Scar.
Oh yeah,
Mufasa basically says to
yep, I remember
you know
that.
why? He has a scar.
Yeah, it's a good nickname. It rolls off the tongue. It's shorter.
It's like
Is the
dude,
Scar's
it-
like natural name garbage or something like that? Like translates to trash?
I
I
have no
swear I
idea.
read that somewhere.
I have no idea.
It might.
I mean, it doesn't sound like.
that's like a Ray moment.
I don't understand what. So like the last couple of movies we've checked out have had that, like their Ray movie their Ray moment at the end of the movie, where it's like it's Helm's Deep, named for Helm's and Hammerhand. It's like a lot of movies are having that like really, really ambitious overstating of the significance of these moments. It's like, your name is Scar now. They make it really dramatic. And I'm just like, you're just ruining the moment. You're just
It's like, you remember how much you wanted to know where Han Solo got his last name or his blaster or whatever.
yeah, they had to. Oh, I remember that one.
They
That
made a whole movie out of it
yeah.
that no one watched.
I got it pulled up here for Scar's birth name is Taka, Taka, which means garbage or waste in Swahili.
Sheesh.
Wow,
So-
I would be an asshole too if
Yeah.
my dad named me that.
I would.
I'm not going to call you garbage anymore. You're Scar.
You're Scar.
Thanks for the upgrade, brother.
That actually would be an upgrade. Just saying that. Just being clear, that would be an upgrade. But the
Yeah.
but the movie itself,
They're not even brothers in the movie though. They're like bros in the way that it's like you find friends.
yeah, they're buddies.
They're not brothers.
They're
Eskimo brothers?
from Brooklyn.
Eskimo brothers?
From
No?
Brooklyn.
That's how I find most of my friends.
Well, so the original or the Lion King reboot with the CGI did. I think it.
Gangbusters.
Yeah, it did well. I mean, even myself.
1.5 bill?
Yeah, it was huge. I went into it hoping. I had a lot of optimism that I really wanted to see like the same movie just with the CGI, which was what you were promising me. You didn't tell me you were going to be like, oh, we're gonna make a new take on the same story. Like, you told me it was a reboot. You were gonna redo it, and that was the main reason I was optimistic, because you had basically a perfect film in the 1994 version. So I don't know. I was pissed how it came out and how it ultimately ended up. But the least of all of my complaints was the CGI. I don't
That's
care about
gross,
the
dude.
CGI is such a non-issue. It's just like a bad argument for like, there's plenty of reasons to hate this film or like the original film. Not the original.
So just like going off of this, the reason why we have these live action remakes of every movie that Disney ever done, and it's annoying to every person, it's because Lion King was the first one to kick it off in 2019, and it made $1.6 billion
Well, we
at the
could.
box office.
Well, at that moment, we couldn't possibly know what was ahead of us. Like, we didn't know what was
Holy
coming.
shit, from the get-go. Why
We-
the fuck did you go to it?
Why? Because Lion King was literally the first movie I had ever seen. Like, the first movie I ever sat and watched as like an infant, as a baby. Lion King is a part of my character, my lore, and so
It's part of your character.
I felt an obligation to go check it out. I wanted
How'd
it to
you feel
be
about Seth
successful.
Rogen as Pumbaa?
That was what I was gonna say. I was like, I was saying that the CGI being bad, okay, it is bad. That's true. It's not good CGI, but it's the weakest of our arguments about why the Mufasa reboot, or I'm sorry, why the Lion King reboot was bad. The strongest argument for why the movie was bad was because they did change dialogue in the movie. They did completely remove the love interest aspect of Simba and Nala's characters, where now they're just like really close friends and they're like really good. And then you had
Just really good friends.
and then they had the bad casting as well. The last person I wanted to listen to was Beyonce. I didn't want to listen to Seth Rogen as Pumbaa. Jamie Oliver, is that who it was? John Oliver? Who?
John Oliver is Zazu.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, if you took me out of the immersion by putting in all of these actors who I cannot frickin' stand. And again,
I'd
like,
rather go to, just rather go to a concert with Elton John, just sing the soundtrack
yeah, it's like,
from '94.
it'd be better. But but yeah, you have the love, like the love
I'm good.
interest with Nala, and and it basically turns into like
Beyonce was Nala. Fuck me.
you basically have a love interest between Nala and Simba that is pretty much loveless. Like, they remove all of the like romantic aspects of that dynamic,
She
and
doesn't give you fuck me eyes in that weird scene with "Can you feel the love tonight?"
no, where are those eyes?
Where are the fuck me eyes?
Well, and it's like, hey, you're having a hard time over there in the Pride Lands. Why don't you hang out here in literal paradise? By the way, we're not going to be getting together romantically, so I don't feel any obligation to come and literally save this kingdom. It's like, what?
Quick note. So it made, that $1.6 billion. Even the critic score on Rotten Tomatoes is 51%.
Yeah, it it's a it
It's
was
the adults.
yeah, it was a kids movie that came out. It was a kids movie. Like kids movies are hard to like see fail. You don't see many of
No.
them fail.
94 Lion King is a kids movie where adults can also watch it and still get something out of it.
Yeah, I know.
Like, have you ever you went back and watched Hunchback? It's a
Yeah.
very like dark whatever tale, and it's still made for kids, but there's something for it for adults.
Right. I'm saying modern. What I said was modern movies. Modern kids movies are hard to see fail. You don't see modern kids movies fail that frequently. There are bad ones. I think Lightyear bombed. I think there's a couple of others that I'm struggling to name that have bombed. But I mean,
Did they redo songs in it, or did they stick to it?
in the Buzz Lightyear or in Lion King, because I literally just started talking about Buzz Lightyear.
Oh,
Are we-
sorry. In The Lion King, did they start to redo songs?
No.
I would imagine
They
like,
re-sang them. They re-sang them and
Matata.
yeah, they re-sang and re-performed them with the new voice actors, but they re-sang and re-performed them with the new voice actors. They're the same song. I don't think there was one moment in Hakuna Matata.
She is Seth
where-
Rogen, someone else singing it.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, you do. That's
That's bad.
well, the part where he farted in the movie, but in the original, they're like they say not in front of the kids. But they said he farted. They actually say in the new one he farted, and they're like, yeah, they're fine, or something to that effect. They made some comment about it in the dialogue in the movie, and I was like, you couldn't just mute it just for nostalgia purposes or anything. It's like you had to. You just had to make the fart joke. You feel good about yourselves,
Definitely.
but
It was a nod towards the adult audience that watched that as a kid.
no,
They're not kids anymore. They're fine.
yeah. Well, wait, no, I wouldn't say that. I mean, no, I wouldn't agree with that. I wouldn't say that they're fine because they're made for modern kids. I wouldn't use that as the metric for their being a good film or not.
I think I'm misunderstanding what you had said. In the original, they're like, not in front of the kids.
Yes.
But in the new one, they're like, they're fine.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Yes.
I think they were talking to kid you.
Right.
Is now obviously not a kid.
Yeah.
Good. Fine.
Yeah. Good point. Because I thought you were making a bigger point about how like modern kids movies are fine for kids, but not for older adults who grew up in the golden age of films. I thought you were making a broader point there. You're right. Yes. That fart joke was they changed it for the generations. So yeah, they definitely did that. But I am a little surprised that the gap between these is this significant, considering how well The Lion King did. Again, no one asked for Mufasa as an origin story. In fact, telling it takes away all of the mystery and all of the what would be the proper word for it? Like all the amazingness of the original like James Earl Jones story. It's like, why would you even try? Like the attempt is the frustrating thing. Let's say you make a perfect movie.
It's the best. I think it's the greatest grossing animated movie of all time.
The Lion King reboot?
No. The original.
Yeah. I would have to double check. I mean, yeah, I trust you on that. I don't know that off the top of my head, but I have no reason to doubt it.
94 was such a great year.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
I mean, Lion King came out. I was born. I mean, they're interchangeable, like which one's higher, but
well, Hunchback of Notre Dame came out in 1996, which is,
yeah, no.
It's all. I mean, all of these movies came out. Yeah, all the best movies came out early 2000s, late 90s. It's just phenomenal stuff. But so I guess we'll have to wait and see a little bit what the reviews are going to say about these movies as they're coming out on the back end of the long weekend and the holiday weekend.
I heard from Chris Gore from Film Thread that it was insanely boring.
The Lion King?
We went to Mufasa.
Yeah.
We went to War of the Harem, and I was checking my phone like every 10 minutes because an hour it felt like an hour between checking my phone.
Yeah,
I was like, oh fuck, only 10 minutes went by.
I was having
Apparently, it's like the most boring movie they've ever seen, and they're very fair, I would say. Chris Gordon, not so much. Alan Ng is like he will take in the like just throw consumer shit at me.
Yep.
But he was like, dude, I have to do a review on this because it was just such dog shit.
Yeah.
So
Recommending to the audience, go check out our review on War of the Rohirrim to get our full thoughts on that, because if we dig into it too deep, we will find a rabbit hole and we won't get out of it.
yeah, if you got a whole hour to spend.
Yeah.
Check out our review on that.
We did a good job. We deep dived. But all right, guys. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how big this gap ultimately ends up being. And maybe it's people seeing Sonic 3 the weekend before Christmas and people seeing Mufasa the weekend after. Maybe it's just how the dice shook out. Maybe it is that bad. Maybe people just don't have interest for Mufasa. I think it's the latter, but we'll have to wait and see until the reviews come out, until the final numbers kind of shake out for the weekend. But as of today, December 21st, we have like double the opening weekend numbers for Sonic 3 over Mufasa. And, I'm happy for it. I'm not mad at that at all. I think that's perfectly fine. Sonic 3, they're doing a good job with those movies, seemingly a good job with those movies, and I'm perfectly here for it. I think if people want to enjoy those, they should. And it's not really rebooting anything. So it is a new story being told through Sonic. It's not like retelling Sonic's like original stories, or like he's not retelling everything. It's a original Sonic story through these movies, which I really like.
A quick thing with Mufasa. You know who we got into discussions about like geography and whatnot?
Yeah.
Because there's like a snow plain
Yep.
or mountains and whatnot. I actually got into a fight with someone earlier this week about the geography of Africa.
Dude, okay, well, was their position such that the Lion
They're
King
just like defending Mufasa, even though they haven't seen it or anything. They're just like on that side. It's like this dude goes to like they showed in the trailer like snow-covered mountains. Like, all right, point me in Africa where those are.
Mount Kilimanjaro, maybe? I don't even know where that is. I'm just pulling that out of my ass. Someone should look that up. But yeah, that's a hard defense, because it's not even just that you have ice capped mountains, which most mountains at the top have some snow on them.
Depends.
There was like a whole
Kilimanjaro does have snow and is located in Africa.
But I mean, like
where at? Is it next to the Sahara?
I'm not even gonna answer that question, because if that requires an answer, you should either stop watching the podcast now because it's not meant for you.
I'm doing geography right
now. All right.
Where is Kilimanjaro? How do you even spell Kilimanjaro?
Kilimanjaro.
Kilimanjaro.
I don't think that's right. I'm just sure autocorrect will fix it.
It just comes up with a news story about Jaro that killed a man.
I wasn't expecting you to put spaces between the letters. Just like, all right, I'm over this. Let's jump into our next story. We're going to talk about Superman. We have the Superman trailer to pull up and look over. But before we do, from That Park Place, Superman preaches goodness, but there's political subtext from James Gunn stirring unease. And I've read over this article. I've read the article. I looked at the tweets that it's referencing.
Count. Sorry, that doesn't count.
We can't go.
Kilimanjaro is basically Mount Fujima.
In the tall mountains with snow don't count.
Yeah, in Tanzania. Now, because it's like picture Mount Fujima, which everyone knows what Fujima looks like. Now just sprinkle some white shit on that. That's not a mountain range that they were showing in like trailers and whatnot. That's just
also in the trailers it was the whole ice caves thing. Like you had.
Where the fuck are you looking at, dude?
In the trailer for Mufasa. Oh, in the trailer for Mufasa, there were ice caves in the movie. That's your complaint.
No, it's
that's
like
your
a whole Arctic environment.
Yes. Yes. That's what you're saying. I'm saying the same thing you are.
I wasn't disagreeing with you.
Okay.
It sounded like it.
It was.
Oh, I'm
It
sorry.
absolutely sounded like it. It's like,
This
I'm
whole
very
like
sorry.
time Cody's been talking sounds like disagreement
yeah.
the
Uh,
last
Right.
hour.
well, let's try this one more time to move into Superman and the trailer. So from the top, from that Park Place, we got Superman preaches goodness, but political subtext from James Gunn stirs unease. So I've looked over this article, and there was X posting from Variety that was kind of referenced towards the bottom of it, where it's talking about James Gunn. And if you dig into that, you'll find that the quote from James Gunn goes something like this. It's let me just. So we do have a battered Superman in the beginning. That is our country. I believe in the goodness of human beings. I believe that most people in this country, despite their ideological beliefs, their politics, are doing their best to get by and be good people, despite what it may seem like to the other side. No matter what that other side might be, this movie is about that. It's about the basic kindness of human beings, and that it can be seen as uncool and under siege. Some of the darker voices are some of the louder voices. I don't have the same concerns about the political subtext that Park Place did, because the article was from, just want to give credit to the author of the article, M. Montanaro. Just want to give credit there. I don't have the same concerns about that. I guess, what do you guys think? I mean, do you guys think that's enough? Like obviously politics seeps in, but I'm
Well,
not
it's
convinced.
basically Matt, what you've seen the trailer, right?
No.
We are going to be pulling it
haven't
up.
seen the
Seen
trailer.
snippets of-
We are going to pull it up.
We
Yeah.
we can't. You're gonna be fighting a copyright ball.
We'll watch
Warner
it, man.
Brothers are cunts.
Yeah.
What the music does on. But anyway, well, you've seen Zack Snyder's Superman. What do you think of Zack Snyder's Superman? Besides
Like
Henry
just
Cavill,
the character.
just
Just
the
the character of Superman.
Yeah.
I think every Superman that I've ever seen, they're usually pretty good about Superman themselves being relatively neutral, but more on like the good side of things. So as long as Superman is neutral and is just Superman in the movie, I don't want him to have any particular agenda. I'm fine
Well, I'm
with
not
that.
talking about like left or right or whatever. Like uh the there's been a lot of like deconstructionation of superheroes in the past fucking decade or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so people are kind of getting sick of that. And then this one's supposed to be more quote unquote hope. We don't know a whole lot because this is actually just a teaser trailer. Like, we got a teaser poster, and then we got a teaser trailer for the teaser trailer, and this is the teaser trailer. So it's not even really a trailer.
Yeah, there's not a it's not a deep amount of dialogue, which is,
But it's just like you like more of like, I don't know, the deconstruction like Superman that Snyder was doing, or more of like a hopeful kind of like beacon of light. I don't know. I don't really know how to phrase it.
I could take a crack at it, but what do you think, Matt?
I would rather see hope, because I feel like that's how Superman started. He was always just that beacon of hope.
I think okay. So yeah, just to make sure I follow along with the questions, like, Zack Snyder was going for a darker Superman. There were previous Superman movies that had a more heroic ambience, more of a lighter, a goodness to them, that they weren't dealing with these super dark moral questions. It wasn't in such of a gray universe with those films. And so this would be more akin to those, where it's a brighter, more hopeful, uplifting story of Superman. We will always have to compare every Superman to Henry Cavill and his performance. And so all of that in mind, is the brighter versions of Superman would people be more excited to see brighter versions of Superman than the Henry Cavill darker version that we were given by the Zack Snyder universe? I think, is that kind of on par with what you were trying to ask, Cody? Or
Well, I mean, it's like, yeah, do you like the more like it's basically going into the question of like morality and like ethics and whatnot, or do you just like a Superman that's just like truth, justice, and the American way? Because actually, the writers do
Mm,
say that at
okay.
one point during the shit.
Me personally, I would actually love to see an Injustice Superman where he's just because Superman is capable of all this shit, right?
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
realistically, if he were to go berserk, like even if Batman has plans, whatever the fuck, realistically, if Superman was like, nah, fuck everything, everything's actually fucked.
Yeah, he can.
So like that would be cool to see.
He could beeline straight through the planet, like just like north, straight down to south, all the way through, without stopping, just easily.
I mean, that was the original version of Zack Snyder, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
he was going towards injustice.
Well,
'Cause I feel like the closest we've gotten to an Injustice version of Superman was actually the
Is-
movie Bright.
yeah, that's a good point. Well,
I
are
was
you
gonna say
wait,
the Injustice
Brightburn? Do
video
you mean
games.
Brightburn?
Yeah, Brightburn.
Okay, yeah, just making
'cause
sure.
Bright is Will Smith.
Yeah.
Not him.
Right.
Brightburn,
Yeah, Brightburn.
yeah, Brightburn is a good point to bring up because that actually
We went
did
to that in
do
theater, didn't we?
I did. I thought so. Yeah, Brightburn, I'm pretty sure because it was the Emily Blunt. Is that who it is?
She's the mom. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't stand her.
You did not like her.
I don't like her in anything. I don't think I don't understand this like general
Agree-
appeal of
I disagree, but not gonna go off on it.
yeah, we don't yeah, but I think like just to double down on what Matt was saying, I think that the reason that you have a magnetism of the Injustice version of Superman is because Superman is much more interesting of a character as a villain than he is as a hero. He is unbeatable. He can't be defeated. If he tries or does things a certain way, he is the canonically strongest character of the DC universe, and he has a weakness to
I want to say
magic.
that's kind of why they start off this trailer with him letting Snow bleeding and whatnot. It's like we don't really know
What did it?
because like there's very different versions of Superman throughout time and like how you interpret him. Like in Superman after Batman animated series, you got the Superman animated series.
Yeah.
A lot weaker than what we've been accustomed to.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of like drew me off of like when it comes to like Justice League animated series or Justice League Unlimited.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this Superman is so fucking weak.
Yeah.
So we don't know his powers. Fine, cool.
I mean, Gunn can do
But,
a
like,
lot with it since he has the IP.
We're starting off this trailer with a Superman that's beaten, lands in the Arctic, so like not like all powerful. Therefore, you can like get into the more human aspect, even though it's debatable if like you have an all power Superman that's just like God that you can't get in the human aspect of. It's more relatable. I would
Well,
say.
I agree. I agree. Let me
I don't
jump in
hate it
here
or
because
like it. 'Cause
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
let me jump in because I want to make a couple points on that too. Like the idea that well, first off, you're not going to take superhero originalists who are and they're not going to be content with a movie where Superman is losing. So there's at least a small segment of the Superman fandom that will never tolerate a not invincible Superman in anything. And because that's when you listen to those purists, they're telling you like, why do we always get a Superman that's like super weak or like has to become the villain? Why can't we have like an OG comic book version of of Superman that we love? I'm just like, because he's like narratively completely uninteresting. He like you could he's just there's no way to hold him back. There's no
You can still do it. You can still do it. Moral choices, whatnot.
well, yeah, you could do that, but with a character who just like overcomes that by virtue of just being like the strongest, like
I can understand that it's like he's faster than Flash or whatever.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. And it's like then at that point you're just like, why are we even telling a story when he can do everything.
Matt, were you
I-
trying to jump in here? Were you trying to say something?
No, I was just
But-
agreeing that
Well, like
he's Superman.
more like we're talking about like justice wise, it's cool. See him go that way, but are we past the point, like as an audience, like we're kind of over the deconstruction or dark superhero kind of ways towards um like this one in its poster, which I fucking want so bad, is like look up.
I would say no. I would say no.
We want this like hopeful experience instead of a dark like what happens when superheroes goes bad kind of thing.
Right. So no, I would say we're
I'm
not.
actually kind of really
You gotta,
like,
you
hopeful
gotta
for it.
get. Let me get in here. I would say no, because that. Okay, so you asked the question: are we over it? No. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One of them is that we never actually got a fulfilling finish to Henry Cavill's story, and we never will. Henry Cavill was the closest thing to a dark Superman we were ever going to get, and we never got an ending. That's one of them. Two, the second reason is that again, it's super narratively uninteresting to see the version of Superman from the comic books that is like this super beacon of hope, uplifting, and impressively and powerful. Now, to your
I
point,
want that.
I know you do. I'm just saying that that's the like to answer your question. But the image in this shot here that we have pulled up, Superman being beaten, I think that helps. I think it helps to nerf Superman a little bit, but that's again, purists don't want Superman to be nerfed, but they also want an amazing story, and those are mutually exclusive things.
I'm not talking about an all-powerful Superman. I
I-
don't care.
I know.
It's just like the a more of like a hopeful kind of like Superman movie instead of just like the deconstruction, injustice kind of thing.
Yeah, I hear you. I also have a lot of issues with the costume. I don't understand the obsession with superheroes having to have their having to have their underwear on the outside of their costumes. I can't frickin' stand it. We got a perfectly reasonable, good costume from Henry Cavill, and even if you don't want to rip it off and do the same thing, like this is stupid. Stop going back to this. I mean, you got
This actor actually fought to have that.
he's wrong. Like he's just wrong. I don't accept this.
So
Matt, are
should
you
should
like
explain.
are you a comic book guy?
Kind of, not like super in depth.
More than us,
Well-
I guess.
Well, what were you saying, Matt? You were making.
Yeah, so Superman originally would dress like this, that he would appear as a WWE wrestler
Mm-hmm.
because he didn't want to frighten children. So that's where this actor was like, "Hey, I want to have these because overall, I think this movie is going to be more on the hopeful side, which should be cool.
Mm-hmm.
What we're being shown so far is probably like obviously highlights. We need people to watch this and be interested in the movie. So if he's taken that route and is wanting to be that beacon of hope, he doesn't want to be the superimposing character that's going to scare kids, scare the people that he's out there trying to help. I think that's a cool take. We'll see how that turns out in the movie, but
That's probably
that's why they took that take.
That's probably the best argument for why to keep them. But if Superman, okay, so Superman is the start of the DC universe, but in the trailer we'll see coming up here, there are other superheroes that are going to appear. But if that's the case, like the underwear on the outside of the costume, like design, the Superman in the story would have to be pulling that idea from something in order for that to like jive. I mean, so,
Like
The
I
wrestlers
don't
are
know.
fine.
Like I'm getting like I'm looking at the James Gunn poster they put out, and the music they put it with it is also like there's a bit of Hans Zimmer
Yeah.
from 2013 Man of Steel, and then it just kind of meshes into the original with the 70s Superman, and it feels hopeful. Like look up,
and we won't
that
be.
simple two words kind of changes, and it almost like goes against what Snyder was doing too. And it's like we're being hopeful.
Well, I mean, I would hear the same. So, okay, I want to like, I think you're having an evolution on this topic, and I want to try to break it down because you're also someone who I've had deep conversations with about the thematic differences between the Marvel and the DC universe, where the Marvel is a brighter universe and DC is a darker universe. But now your
Yeah.
position is that you're more excited for a more uplifting and brighter universe from DC.
Yeah, but not like which is also a concern because James Gunn did, the Guardians and whatnot. Don't want it to be the Guardians or anything. It's more of the state of like you can almost like just kind of like equate it to the world that we live in now, to where it's been down in the dumps since COVID,
Right.
the summer of love in 2020 and whatnot.
Yeah.
And just like we need a superhero. We need Superman to just be like more uplifting, hopeful. Let's
Someone
rise
inspiring.
above.
Someone inspiring.
Yeah,
I will.
because this movie is actually kind of what might bring Hollywood out of the dumps as well. They're like relying on this movie.
That's a take.
They
Okay.
are.
Yeah, I mean, well, they definitely. I mean, they have a lot that they need to
'Cause
have
if
go
this
right
movie
for a while.
fails, it's over $300 million budget. So it's like if this fails, it's like Hollywood's like, what the fuck? What do we do? Because they aren't trendsetters. They're waiting for the next trend to get in.
Right. I will say one. Just to segue a little bit, I will say that I've watched the trailer and I was not 100% on crypto until I saw this picture, and now I'm like, oh, he's adorable. Now I'm in. I'm hooked.
I'm still not sold.
This is a cute puppy. So I like. Okay, we'll see. Crypto inclusion. We'll see if that's good or not.
That's the best scene right there. Scroll up.
The
right
scene
there.
with the kid.
That was the best scene right there. So good.
I think there was a lot of good moments in the trailer. A lot of reasons to be somewhat optimistic. I think the trailer did a really good job. And let's skip ahead a little bit and get to the trailer, I think. There's a from the CW. I would take anything
Yeah.
over this stuff. I mean, I think
no, hold on. That's from Lois and Lane, or not Lois.
Superman and Lois.
Superman and Lois.
Yep.
Superman and Lois. That just wrapped up, and people actually really loved. Superman fans love that show. That's like the one CW thing that they got right.
All right. Well, I'd have to
bash it because I haven't seen it.
I won't.
And I'm not that big of a fan.
I mean, I will slam the CW over and over again unapologetically for the consistent sewer pipe that they are. But if you tell me that this is worth a shot, I'll go take a deeper look into it. Let's talk let's pull up the trailer. So James Gunn dropped it 2 days ago. We have it muted. We'll be pausing very frequently, and actually we're just going to be jumping ahead. So the first scene, you have them in the Arctic. Superman crash lands, and then you have him bleeding out in the crater. So, yeah, to kind of your greater point, Cody, this shot here is going to show him being defeated.
Oh, that's the Yamcha pose.
Yeah. Oh, actually, here we go. Actually, that was, I think, right here. Oh, I thought it was right here. Or one of the responses to it, yes. Yamcha meme has been going around in response to the trailer for that moment. So definitely... So definitely a memeable moment, but I think you're right. This definitely shows us a weaker Superman that can lose. I don't
know if anyone else wants to comment on this, but like, yeah, it's like Shad, the Shadiversity,
yep, I do.
Whatnot. He goes like hardcore and is like, oh, this is like a deconstruction of superhero again, and it's just gonna be dog shit, blah blah, because it's not actually like hero. We're like getting rid of them being like us. Like a superhero is supposed to be something you aspire to, and they're bringing it down.
That's what
It's
I'm
like,
talking about.
I
That's what
don't-
I've been
I don't-
saying. That's what I've been saying
yeah,
this
no,
whole time. Is that
I don't get that. I don't get that through this trailer. It's
no?
but yeah,
Okay, I see what you're saying. Is
I don't
this?
get it.
Are they equivocating this to like the Man of Steel movies? No, I don't think so.
No, I don't see
Well, that's your that's your question. It's like, are they? Is this the same thing as a deconstructed Superman that they had in other films? That's your question. No, I would say it's not. I would say this is the only way to make the only way to make a Superman movie at all that anyone will want to see is to make it so he can lose. Consequences. There have to be
A hero's
consequences. A hero, exactly. It has to be there. It's like making the argument that Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings were bad because they weren't script for script, line for line, the Lord of the Rings. It was a good faith attempt, and it was a success because they had to make creative choices. That impacted the narrative, and it wasn't perfect. There's definitely a lot to complain about if you were a Tolkien originalist fan, but if that is your position, you don't deserve a Tolkien film. If that's your position, you don't deserve a Superman film, because the only way to tell your story is through that medium, the other medium, where you don't necessarily need the hero's journey, and you could tell it like a history book, like they did with Tolkien. And that's not like a permission slip or a green light to any fanfic project. It's a requirement in visual storytelling that there must be consequences. You have to see your hero struggle. That's the
Yeah, I wasn't saying that like it's bad to see Superman swear.
Right. No, that's what Shad was saying, right? You said Shad was saying that it's just another one of this
He got
project.
the vibe
He's wrong.
right away that yeah, it's like, oh, it's another deconstruction of superheroes.
Right. Shad's wrong. Or if this frame is what he was, or this frame or this moment in the trailer where he crashes and is losing, he's like, great,
There's
another.
multiple moments because there's also that part where he gets hit in the head with the can because protesters or whatnot.
Right. Well,
But what do you think about the difference between when it comes to Superman and Clark? Because they actually do a pretty good job of like, all right, maybe it's not just the glasses.
I think it's great, and more reasons than just the glasses. I think that one issue I have with Superman in like Henry Cavill or any of the animated movies is that you're right, they look exactly alike. Physical build, they looks
No
muscular.
disguise at all.
Yeah, you can't disguise it at all.
He has a different hairstyle
Superman?
when it comes to Superman and Clark.
Right, but
I
also,
appreciate
but
because a hairstyle can really change. Like if I shave my head tomorrow,
yeah. But this guy is also not like the muscular. He's not the Henry Cavill build. He's skinnier than Henry Cavill is. He's like very.
he's just a dude from Ohio, man. I mean,
Yeah, he's just light. He's just lighter weight. He's just not a. He doesn't look like the hulking guy that you normally see represented at the Daily Planet as Kent Clark, right? Like Kent Clark looks like Superman in almost every version, but because
Clint Clark looks like a nerd that could work as a journalist. Almost like remember like Tobey Maguire going to like
yeah,
sell his photos and whatnot and going to not the Daily Planet. What the fuck is it?
it's the
Is it?
Daily Bugle.
Ew.
Yeah, I think I'm right.
It's like, yeah, no, you can see that Clark just being a weird, awkward person.
Yep, easily. It's like your go-to. Him being beaten up, obviously, like he's bleeding from James Gunn. How do we feel about the Lois Lane casting? I think she looks like Lois Lane, which I think is really good. I don't know what she's been in before, to reference,
She's
but
a Midwest 7.
well, that's Lois Lane, kind of more or less is that. Just a normal person who's like,
Agreed.
yeah. So I think that's a good casting. I do like, again, Kent Clark. You don't have the curly Q in when he's working, but you have him with the curly Q as Superman.
It's dorky as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. Got moments here back in Smallville. Yeah.
This guy is the drunk priest in Constantine.
Really?
Oh, I did not know that. That's a good little trivia. Because I like first off, he shouldn't have died. I liked him a lot. I think that was a good payoff. I just liked his character. Wish he'd stuck around, but I get it. It's good storytelling.
Well, I mean, not the same character.
Right. No, and I know that. I'm just saying. Then you have Crypto flying in here, and this was like actually turning me off. There's gonna be
I don't care for the dog.
there's gonna be a big dump of other characters from the new DC James Gunn universe, and I'm not 100% for it. I think some of the casting they've done is good. I guess, but yeah, Crypto tugs him along. This scene, this was the one.
Maybe they go back. Maybe they John Wick it.
Oh, they can't.
Luther shoots a dog with the
Damn.
kryptonite bullet.
I suppose that would be good. I mean, it would. I suppose that could be good. I mean, I mean,
People would get up and walk out of the theater.
Yeah.
In there.
People really struggled with that in the original John Wick movie, and then you had people come back who were like, "Wait, they killed his dog? Oh, I want to see him. I want to see him kick their ass and get justice." Yeah, I mean, but killing dogs on screen is a rough chance in movies. That is a gamble.
I mean, it's kind of like a go-to. Just like if you want to pull the heartstrings of like anyone, put a pet in it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's an easy thing to do too. But I think this
You did that hard with Guardians 3. Like, throw some adorable animals, and we'll get the.
I still think Guardians 3 was Guardians 3 for me is the most rewatchable of the trilogy, but I think the first movie is better.
It's not. I rewatched it the other day. It's not.
Okay, so then you wanted to bring up this scene, Cody, or you said this was a great scene from the trailer, where the girl's just kind of walking in the middle of the street for no reason with a giant kaiju behind her.
She's blind.
Okay.
Why do you have to make her blind too? Why
Well-
can't it just be like a random scene where he's saving civilians?
I don't know. That might not be a big one
It's
for me.
kind of like going above and beyond. But I mean, it's good. That's the only like Superman bit we get out of the whole trailer.
It's a good save, but I will say that in like the frames before this, where he's like pushing her head down, I'm kind of just
Go back like 5 seconds and hit play.
I go to a dark. Yeah, I suppose we could.
Right there.
Yeah, when he bends her head down, I'm half expecting it to be like my mind goes somewhere darker. I'm kind of expecting it to go just
Snap in the neck.
like I said, it goes to a dark place. But I'm just saying, he's Superman. If he's not
I
being
can't
careful.
Control how fast I am, so he folds her over. It's like, oh,
What
Oh,
gets me about that is that kaiju definitely didn't just like appear there, you know?
right. It was even if she was deaf, blind, dumb, and like anything, you'd still be
No
like
sense at all.
terrified. Helen Keller on the street would still be running for her life, like be afraid of the ground trembling. What do we think about the cast for
she
Lex
hears
Luthor?
everyone running, and she's just like clicking away with her cane, just like. Click, 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 click.
I mean, looks like an angry bald guy.
She's screaming in the background. She's like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to get my coffee.
What do you think of the casting for Lex Luthor, Cody?
Better than Jesse Eisenberg.
True. Jesse Eisenberg responded to some of this, saying like the Lex Luthor role like really held him back in his career, and I agree. I think there's probably something to that. What?
His career died
Yeah.
after that.
So it's like, yeah. Luthor Corp.
What have you seen him in after 2016?
Well, Luthor Corp is not Lex Corp, and I'm not there for it. I don't understand why the name change was necessary.
It's been in comics, but it still might be his dad's company, so it's not like Scorp. I don't know.
That could track. You're right. We don't know enough about the plot to correct on that yet. I mean,
But yeah, it's always been LexCorp.
oh, he's got his 6-shooter.
That looks like Hitman.
Yeah, it
Agent
does.
47.
It does look like Hitman. That's a good point. Oh yeah, so I do like him in the role. I wish that they had put someone in there.
Nicholas Hoult is good.
Yeah,
So
you maybe could make the argument for someone a little more serious. But,
he's younger.
yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that again. Superman doing his thing. Refugee or not refugees, but people in the middle of a war zone asking for him. Then he's got crowds.
And then on the flip side,
Gets hit in the head with a
They
can of
hate him.
beans. Yep.
Yeah, keep people carry around cans of soup.
I mean, that's every day, right? It's like
I do it.
I specifically have this can of soup just in case a famous superhero walks past
In
me.
case someone pulls the grilled cheese out of their pocket and offers me one, yeah, I carry a can of
I've
soup
seen
around.
this section here, this little snippet,
Yeah.
and a lot of people were complaining that he flinched.
I
when
was
it
just gonna say.
hit the back of his head.
Oh my god, we're gonna have this fight.
No, I agree. I agree with Matt. He shouldn't
It's
have.
not flinch.
What? Yes, it is.
I feel like he would.
No.
I feel like he blinks.
Yeah,
but
no, okay.
he
We
would
can watch
feel
it.
it.
It's so it looks like a flinch. He blinks. Yes.
Bonk.
But it's not like that can affect him. It's the emotional state of his
Agreed.
being at that point.
Yeah, because again, he's Superman, so like he's not gonna hold the back of his head and be like, "Oh, that hurt." He's reacting because he would realistically still feel that,
Well, okay.
even
So
if it's just emotional. He
Yeah,
would
and
feel
it's
it and
like,
be
hey, these
"Bro."
people that I try to protect, and then we don't know the context, but
I-
it's like I might have failed.
the
They're pissed off at me, and then you're getting the physical response of that. And
no,
so therefore he would like blink and just like almost have like that quick look down.
like
It's like these people, like I tried my best.
you could accomplish that you could accomplish that
It's
just
not
as
funny.
easily by having the emotional reaction 10 frames later. Like you could accomplish the same thing by having it just after the impact from
No,
like
it
after it.
works in the fucking shot.
No, it doesn't.
It's an emotional reaction. It's not a physical reaction.
But he reacts physically. Like he is a physical reaction.
When do you not physically react like when you're having an emotional
When I
reaction?
bury it
When
deep
you
down
not-
inside.
I mean, yeah, all the time.
No one's ever emotional. No
People
one's ever
don't
had a
like
physical reaction to emotional stimuli. I'm just kidding. But
I gotta pretend to flinch.
we're not gonna come to terms on this because I'm not gonna agree with
It's not
that.
flinch. Rewind it and play.
We just watched it. You're not making a stronger case. You're just making the same case. It is a flinch. He does
That's not
react
right.
physically from being impacted by the can, and you didn't need that. If you wanted the emotional reaction, make it a few frames later, and you could achieve the same thing without making it appear like a can had an impact on Superman, which it
Stop
shouldn't have
playing.
had.
I think both of those could happen because we don't know what happens 10 frames
Bonk.
later.
Yeah, I'm just watching the same thing over again. Yes, it is. He's bonked by a can of beans. It could be heartbreaking. It could be a heartbreaking can of beans, but his body should not have.
Reaction,
His
not
body should not have been
reaction.
even remotely reacting to that. The fact
It's
that
the surprise. It's almost like something like people can surprise you like with like the gentlest touch or whatever, and you will have a physical reaction. It doesn't have to be like a fucking bonk on the head or anything. But like you're gonna have a reaction.
Superman's senses make it almost impossible for him to be surprised, especially when he's like right there.
This is the dumbest argument.
Oh my god, he
I
can.
can see it though.
He
He could hear that guy reaching it, like his heartbeat, that individual dude's heartbeat.
Yes, like
As
he's
he-
in a crowd
he's
of
like, "I'm gonna fill this
hostiles.
can of beans."
He's in a crowd of people who are hostile to him, and I don't know. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. It's not a strong argument to say it's an emotional reaction to the can, not a physical reaction to the can. I was like, bullshit. It's like
You can hit me in the head with a cannon, I'll have the same goddamn reaction.
you're not
Be like-
Superman.
It would just be like more like, what the fuck was that? Instead of like, ow, that hurt. My
What
reaction
I'm getting
would
from
just
this
be like, what?
trailer,
Or
Go ahead, Matt.
what I'm getting from this trailer so far, with a little bit left to it, is more of a why do I keep doing this for these people feeling.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's true. I think that's true.
the
I
deconstruction of the superhero kind of thing. Yeah.
I'm
Just
Yeah.
build it.
I think it's just showing the struggle again. If you
I
have
think it's showing the down, and then because towards the end, you got the up.
yeah, like how movies work.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how,
Stories work.
like what is like
Yeah, but not every superhero story does that. So we've been in the deconstruction stage for so long, where hope is not a thing. Where at the end,
Right. I know what you're saying with that.
It most like Zack Snyder clips this, it'd just be like ending on Superman landing in the snow, dying.
Yep.
This one's like, yeah.
Well, Zack Snyder's Superman got beat before. Like he was beat when he was fighting Zod. So yeah, I think he got beat the first time he fought Zod. I don't think he. Well, did he surrender?
About beat. I don't care if you got beat.
I don't know, like, man. This deconstruction, this verbiage around deconstruction doesn't. You're not articulating what that even is.
Low or high?
Low roll. I don't know. But next guy we got in here is I don't know. Is this the Hall of Justice or something? Because now we've got a Green Lantern, Guy Gardner, and Mr. Terrific showing up. Mr. T.
You can actually see the building they're in if you skip a few frames ahead.
Oh, that'll work.
Sag.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. It might have been the next where they actually show Nathan Fillion.
Right. Trying to get there.
What is love?
Is it that frame? No, that's just a random tall building.
That's the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
I'm trying to find it because that's what I'm looking for. I do think.
I think it goes back to it. Oh, that's.
I don't. Yeah, I don't see. I don't see that.
No, there was above his face, but it was Stag.
Okay.
Stag Industries. And you got Guy Gardner.
Yeah, actually, we have different shots of that. So, Guy Gardner and yeah,
right there.
Nathan Fillion. I don't hate the casting.
He's born to play the not the original, but
Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's too old now.
Yeah, I Hal Jordan. Like, first off, I don't understand why it was necessary to do Guy Gardner first. I guess are we being dropped into a very, very explored DC universe already? Like, that's why we're this far into it? Because I would have taken John Smith over Guy Gardner. I would have taken either of the other two. But I'm trying to see.
This is a very built-in universe that we're going into.
But I love this Mike Bovace on X. Nathan Fillion is playing Stewart from Mad TV and Superman. Yes, I chuckled at that. I thought that was pretty funny. You ever see that Mad TV, guys?
Oh yeah,
it's been a hot minute.
I love it. Let's go back to it and we'll finish out.
Way better than SNL when I was.
So we got Hawk Girl.
Hawk to a girl.
Hawk to a girl.
Lord.
We got that with a meme coin. Let's go. So yeah, we got Hawk Girl coming in. We got a confirmed Green Lantern. We have Mr. Terrific. Trying to find who's he fighting here. Oh,
I thought that was just how you initiate sex.
Oh yeah, that's probably it. Is this Brainiac? Is that what I'm looking at here? I don't recognize this at all.
I don't remember the.
And I'm asking.
Not Brainiac.
Okay, I wasn't sure because I've seen versions of Brainiac where he is kind of this green, and this green kind of ugly looking thing with a bunch of machines attached to him, but I don't know. There are probably other villains.
Maybe a bit more alien. This is another villain because this movie I think is chock full of fucking cameos.
Yeah, which
So
I don't think they help the quality of the film to do cameos that much. I mean, depends on what you're trying to do, but if you're just trying to fill a movie with cameos, it's immersion breaking every time. So it doesn't lend to the quality of the story. It just look that person.
Miamba.
Yeah, I remember. Trying to find Mr. Terrific. I thought I had a frame of him. Yeah. I think that's a decent casting. I think it looks good. I think the T on the face makes some sense.
T on the face.
Well, that's how his character looks. I think it's good.
It sounds like a euphemism that someone would use. Like, no, get some tea on your face.
I like the way they're doing the technology here. I like the fact that they're fighting against some kind of super soldier, with fists. I don't know. They have
I don't know.
bullet damage or
I'm
something.
not a big comic fan.
Oh, this could be who are the criminals in the animated series? Who's the
White people.
something gang?
Oh, sorry.
Fudge.
Put an asshole again.
You heard me say gang, right? Like, what's the name of that group? Like the Ultra Gang or something? Fudge. I'm not gonna get there.
In the animated series?
Yeah, who's the villains that keep stealing future tech from aliens, but they're just humans who keep using it to like commit crimes and rob shit? I think it's Ultra Gang. I have no idea. We got Planks joining in the chat. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. Much appreciated. We're just breaking down the trailer.
Fuck you, Blanks.
Then we got so we got a lot of good stuff from this. As far as like, there's plenty to look forward to.
It's on more of an uplifting kind of thing.
Yeah,
is what I was getting at. It doesn't end like
I wanted to expound on the trunk stuff when we're ready.
Yeah, we can jump right to that because that's the end
Talk
of
about the underwear.
Okay,
we can jump right to that.
This is from James Gunn talking about the actor David Cornsweet. So this direct quote says, "David said something to me that really affected me. We were trying on all these different versions and we screen tested with trunks and no trunks. And one of the things David said that is Superman wants kids to not be afraid of him. He's an alien. He's got these incredible powers. He shoots beams out of his eyes. He can blow the truck over. He's this incredibly powerful, could be considered scary individual. And he wants people to like him. He wants to be a symbol of hope and positivity. So he dresses like a professional wrestler. He dresses in a way that makes people unafraid of him. That shows that. That really clicked for me."
Okay, so you did go over that. I appreciate you.
Good. Hold on.
Go ahead.
That's actually a good, like, reasonable
argument.
Like something from like an actor that's playing a part that like understands the character. You rarely get that.
Yeah, it's almost like method acting.
Well,
right.
I will say, okay, yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think it's a good argument. I will say that I think he's made a strong case. I think I could probably get behind that with that. I don't think that that's actually canonically why Superman always did that.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't.
He understands the attitude of the actor. Understands the attitude of Superman.
Yeah. And if this version of Superman, if that's how that's working in this version of Superman, I mean, I'm giving it a shot for sure. I think that.
Here's the thing: people that aren't like super into the Superman mythos and didn't read the comics as a kid, growing up, blah blah. They don't care that much, but the people that do care.
Well, I mean, I think that
like,
most people can't
really
look at a
give a
costume
shit.
for a character, and if the costume looks like shit, they'll say so. Like, I think you can have an
Costume looks
objective
fine,
opinion about a costume design without having to reference back to the original lore of a character in order to have a concern about it.
2013 is
Agreed.
fucking Henry Cavill. I didn't even notice, didn't care. And then all of a sudden, you know, this one comes up and it's like, oh, they're bringing the trunks back. Like, some people are just like, fuck the trunks, blah, blah, blah. It's like,
It's because
I don't care.
It's because they look stupid. You don't have to. Yeah, I mean, it's because they
I
look
don't
stupid.
think they look stupid on this character.
Well, I mean, I think to Matt's point, because he brought up that quote, I think they make a good argument for why they belong, but it doesn't mean that underwear on the outside of your costume look good. It's just like that's a perfectly reasonable position.
It's not underwear. It's briefs.
Just
Right.
long.
Right.
Oh yeah, Planks wants to bring up costume gripes and look at the Green Lantern character. That is a really good point because the Green Lantern costume for Guy Gardner is, I think, the worst version of the costume by far.
His hair is supposed to be stupid.
His hair is, but then you look at like the white X on the black leather. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Guy Gardner did have a costume like that. I don't think so. I could be wrong. Henry Cavill will always be my Superman. Plank says, yeah.
Guy Gardner is the weirdest looking of the like 5 that we've got for Green Lantern.
He's just got that bowl cut. It's unfortunately just the character design.
I think Nathan Fillion might be too lovable to play Guy Gardner. Guy Gardner. Guy Gardner's Well, he's supposed to be annoying and obnoxious. I don't get the sense that Nathan pulls that off. I think he's kind of more of like the he's kind of more like the man, the national treasure
He does
kind of guy.
sarcasm. He does sarcasm very well.
True. But
So he might get the annoying person down.
we could see him get there. I hope that lands.
When it comes to costume talks, I'm not against you. I'm not a fan of the trunks. It also doesn't really, but I don't really care. But looking at like a bunch of these like on-set photos and whatnot, like, oh, fucking Jesus Christ, we should have just gone with the full blue suit.
Yeah.
Because if you look at like, yeah, if you like Google pictures and whatnot of this, it's not the best.
my
It's basically a cock holder.
yeah.
That's it.
My position is it looks weird, and so I have that concern. It's like if you don't have to put a weird
But I
thing on
like where
screen.
the actors go.
Yeah, I agree. I think that sentiment actually just in my mind, figuring this out live, yeah, I think it justifies it. I think that's a good logical justification for the costume design. I think I really do. Plank says they want inclusion in both.
Sorry.
No, I was just gonna read Plank's chat real quick. They want all the inclusion BS, and then they skip on Jon Stewart. He's my favorite Green Lantern, and
Jon Stewart's his favorite Green Lantern.
yeah, he's one of my Hal Jordan.
Illusionist.
Hal Jordan's the OG in my mind. He's unbeatable, just the best one. Yes, I think Jon Stewart is a good choice.
Well, Jon Stewart's like the OG when it comes to like kids because
Yeah.
he was in the Justice League and whatnot animated series.
Yep. Which yeah, honestly, amazing. Planks, I think you're on point. I think there's a lot of people who I mean, I think it's pretty much a coin flip between Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart for favorite, but
It's almost like the debate when it comes to like which Robin do you prefer?
oh, there's only one right answer, and we don't have to start because actually
No, there is only one right answer. I'll agree with you, and there's a separate answer included.
there's
One that
caveats.
Joker beat the shit out of, or are we talking?
No, Tim Drake is the only good is the appropriate Robin, but that's when the separate comes in. Dick Grayson is the best. I could almost end the sentence there. Dick Grayson is the best.
Dick Grayson is the best, and then there are others. It doesn't go backwards like that. Just for clarification.
Dick Grayson is one of the best in DC Comics. He's like the Captain America almost. Who's like he is worthy.
Yeah, he's
Dick Grayson's worthy.
Dick Grayson is meant to be like everything that Batman is supposed to be, and you even have like Batman canonically going off saying that, basically canonically saying that he's basically making his replacement because he's better than him. Like Dick Grayson is better than Batman. And it's like
I would say like better.
No, Batman says that. I mean, that's Batman's canonical position on it.
Like view on life, almost like Superman-esque, to where it's like looking up.
Yeah.
Going back to this trailer, he's like, Dick Grayson is the most like sees the best.
Yeah, Dick Grayson.
Batman can't.
Dick Grayson achieves Batman's full potential, where Batman can't because he is hindered by his duties for vengeance, like his darker background that he never overcame hold him back. Whereas Dick Grayson doesn't have that.
Like deep down inside, Clark Kent is a good human being, and deep down inside Bruce Wayne, he like acknowledges like I'm not.
Yeah.
He's like always stowing that deep down inside, where Dick Grayson is basically like Clark Kent, who's like the best.
Yep.
He sees the best of people and whatnot, where Bruce doesn't.
Right. Any other final thoughts on the Superman movie? Because we got to move into other topics.
I'll conclude my opinion with what everyone kind of agrees with. It's just quoting Mahler, whelmed, not overwhelmed, not underwhelmed, just
whelmed.
Whelmed.
It looks good.
The posters got me more of a hard on than the fucking trailer.
It looks good. It looks like it can be successful. The biggest thing that will hold this movie back is some stupid writer coming out and saying we included this and wanted to own the chuds. That's the worst thing they could do about this movie, is if they came out and started like attacking fans or talking about all this stuff they've added into it that doesn't belong there. Otherwise, if let to its own devices, I think this could do it. I think that movie could perform.
It's got to perform over $1 billion to profit.
Can be done. It's a start of a new franchise, and people have been hungry for something else. More people have been hungry for these to stop, but if they're going to stick around, they're gonna check out a new one. I think
the James Gunn universe has already started. BT Dubs.
Right. Swamp Thing, right?
Creature Commandos.
Oh, gotcha. Yep. All right.
Did you watch that?
No. Let's jump into. Let's jump into our next story. We got to talk about Marvel Rivals ad accidentally leaks unannounced heroes. This comes from Game Rant. So they had the ad come out recently, and within the ad, they had a few characters that people are expecting to show up. And just to kind of summarize the revealing characters, we have the Human Torch and the Thing into the video game Marvel Rivals. And there was originally speculation that for the new update, we were going to get Ultron as well as more Fantastic Four characters. So the fact that we got half of them in this is a good start. Ultron, I don't expect to see Ultron soon. Do they have any major villains? I'm thinking back through the cast in my mind. Magneto. Is that it? Wanda, kinda. Strange. I'm trying to.
Depends on the storyline.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about whom inside Venom. I guess is another one. I don't recall off the top of my brain a lot of villains in this. Most of what I'm remembering are all heroes. So adding Ultron, I guess, wouldn't be out of bounds, but it's an interesting choice to go first. But the Fantastic Four make perfect sense. I would love to see Nightcrawler. Like a Nightcrawler who could just
broken as fuck.
Nightcrawler and Gambit.
I love it.
Yeah, Nightcrawler, Gambit, and I think those two I'd be perfectly content with just those two. Gambit should be like a busted DPS, just completely unreasonably strong.
I have one that I want in my mind.
Who do you want?
Matt, who do you want in Marvel Rivals?
I actually haven't put too much thought into it because I'm just enjoying the list as it is. You go first and I'll think about it.
Okay. I want Cyclops because I want badass Cyclops.
Oh my god,
I'm a Cyclops fanboy.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's better than Steve Rogers.
Oh yeah. Oh, I first off, as a character, I 100% am on board with that. I think Captain America is I can't stand Captain America as a character. I get it. I understand. I understand. I first off, the Civil War movie just bugs me, and I think Chris Evans' version of him, not Chris Evans' fault. I just don't like the Marvel movie Captain America character.
You're wrong.
Yeah, your opinion is wrong. How dare you? I have an objective fact.
Great. He's great.
It's
just
I've got my choice.
Fire away.
Cyclops is just a better.
Blade would be a sick ass character.
Oh, you're entirely correct. Blade could be awesome. Deadpool. Oh my god, how are we not thinking? How did we not think Deadpool first? How is Deadpool like not a like
just
one of
Deadpool's overdone?
No, it isn't. No, it's exactly done. Like it's exactly done. Like first off, the point. Like, are you talking about his inclusion into projects?
No. Give it like 3 years. Just like
3.
We got a good one. Just hold off a little bit because it's a bit much.
Oh, you're saying we don't need it yet. You're saying we don't need it yet. Like it'd be good to have in here, but we don't need it yet. Is that you're saying?
Kind of, yeah.
Because, I mean,
don't add too much too soon.
Yeah, it could be like a later.
Deadpool's like you need to like drop some every few years or whatever.
Yeah.
If it's constantly in your face, Deadpool would be the most annoying character ever.
Well, I would love. Yeah, there's so many things that I don't think the Marvel Rivals game has done properly. Like,
Daredevil.
Okay.
I want Daredevil.
Nice. So you'd be blind?
I love Daredevil.
Dude, that'd be That'd be
Dude,
fucking
his
cool.
alt is like echo. You could just have his alt being like echolocation where you can see everyone on the map or some shit.
That should just be how you see him. That should just be what it is. Like that should be his static state. Like
Maybe it was first person.
his normal state. Well, then if we're doing Daredevil, are we wait, which version of Ben Affleck's Daredevil or the good one?
Comic book Daredevil.
Okay, cool. So I mean, if you're, yeah, I think Bullseye would also be a really cool character to have in there. Have him throwing pencils and shit. That could be cool.
His weapon is paper clips.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's an amazing thing that we all want. Yeah, I think who would I say? Who's the Reed Richards? Reed Richards would be a very, very difficult character I expect to do in the game mechanically. And I look at like Spider-Man. Spider-Man is a very, very difficult character. It says so, right? It's max difficulty. And that's because the game doesn't really feel like it was designed for web swinging. And yet there it is. And you can do it. But even then, most people are not good with Spider-Man. So Reed Richards with the like the stretchiness and the elasticness would be very interesting. You either have to basically make him a normal character who can jump really high and his legs just expand and that's how he moves, or he punches really far, but his body is just where it is. I'm just talking mechanically now.
He's got ranged punches.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like there would be like mechanical limitations to creating a character like Reed Richards in the game. Just and all that you would have is a normal punchy and jumpy character, but the cosmetics, the 3D animations for him would just make it look like that's not the case. So
Bro, they bring in Human Torch and like add like burning effects.
oh god, that would be so freaking annoying. Fly through the
Yeah.
back row and just burst fire and then just
You
fly away.
You just get hit and all of a sudden you're burning for fucking 10 seconds.
That could be fun though. It could be interesting. The thing I think is good.
No, I hear you yelling from a block away.
The thing is, yeah, the thing is a good character I think to include in there. But ultimately,
Invisible Woman would be good as a strategist,
yeah,
but instead of healing, just cast shields because there's no one that just does shields, right? That's
Magneto.
on the strategist
There are,
side.
You're right. Yeah.
There are a few, but it's only for a couple seconds.
They're all Vanguard though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Magneto and Hulk.
Yeah. Sue would be a phenomenal support character. I mean, I think there should be more. I think we should have a longer list of both support and Vanguard. I'm a little surprised that with the amount of tanks we have in the Marvel universe to pull from, that both lists are a little short and filled with a bunch of like characters that aren't really recognizable to people who are just exploring the Marvel, the MCU
coming.
projects, right? Like Cloak and Dagger was not a character I was like expecting to be in the game. So I was a little taken aback by that, but
Do you even know who it was before then?
no. So
Neither did I.
there's a few characters in there that I didn't recognize. But like the Guardians of the Galaxy, Rocket, Groot, and Star-Lord, Mantis. Yeah, I mean they flooded with the Guardians are almost all there, most of them at least. So
And Adam. Adam's part of the
Adam Warlock,
Guardians
yep,
storyline.
yeah,
As far as I'm
yeah.
pretty sure where.
So
So
they got the team up with him.
yep. Oh, that was fun. I enjoyed 3. I
Not
thought it was
talking about the movie. Movie sucks when it comes to Adam Warlock.
Okay, so I think we can get one more story in. Wanted to jump over to another one. We're talking about 28 years later. So news with this one. Let me get
Matt, you're a big movie guy. What do you think about 28 days later and 28 weeks later? In-depth analysis.
I am not.
why are you literally
I
asking
have
everyone
seen
on the podcast to answer
28
questions
days.
that like no they can't answer in real time.
But-
No, because
I have seen 28
There's
days and I've
Sarah.
seen 28 weeks.
Right.
I think
so
it's a cool.
sorry, we
Just
sorry. Let me stop everybody cuz I need to get the introduction to it done. So
have at it.
our next story we're going to be talking about is going to be 28 years later has announced another project on the back end of it. So the story goes, and this comes from IGN, the story goes that 28 years later is going to be its own trilogy set. So the movie we have coming out in, I believe it's July, is going to be the first of that trilogy, followed by what's being reported as 28 years later, The Bone Temple. Good porn name, but yeah. So Cody, you were asking a question to Matt. Can you ask your question again, and then Matt take it away from there?
All right, this is totally organic. Matt, you're a big cinephile. What do you think about the 28 franchise, I would say?
In terms of structure of the movies or like
What
the
do you
world
think about the movies?
building?
Do you like the movies? Have you
I think they're
seen the
good.
movies?
Yes, I have seen the movies forever ago because it's been how long since
Uh,
the other one
not
came out?
28 years, 24 years ish.
Because it was
Since the
2002.
last one?
Was 28?
Really?
2000,
Yeah.
between 2000 2002, I think, was 28 days later.
Yep. So in the article, Cillian Murphy
2002?
breakout role
Ah!
2002. Yep. So
I'm gonna break my own arm jerking
Yeah.
myself off. How good I am
I
when it comes
remember
to movie trivia.
nothing about it aside from the world actually seemed hopeless, which I feel is realistic if a zombie outbreak were to happen. And everything can contaminate you, which I also like because realistically, this is around the world, is it not?
So
Yes.
in 28 days later, it was isolated to England. And so
28
England was
weeks later.
yeah. So England was isolated 28 weeks later. They had believed that they had stopped the contagion and started rebuilding England when it then spread to the world at large. So,
No. It was always a worldwide thing. It was just they were getting their shit together in England, and 28 weeks later, it just shit, goes catastrophically wrong. Zombies, and
which it should.
They end the movie with zombies running through that fucking dumbass roundabout in France.
mm-hmm.
I hate roundabouts, by the way.
they're not that popular in the States.
Yeah,
but like them.
I got a very firm position with roundabouts.
I
I like zombies more.
Yeah, I think so. I think with the 28 years later trilogy, I would love to see more from the 28 weeks, 28 days universe. But I think that the title being as cheesy as it is and forcing the issue makes me
What
really
do you mean
skeptical.
cheesy as it is? Because it's just 28 years later. That's this movie. The next one is the Bone Temple. They're like creating a trilogy off of this new movie coming out, and the next movie, BT Dubs, they're filmed back to back. Danny Boyle, which did 28 Days Later. I don't know if he did 28 weeks. I doubt it.
Mhm.
But he did the original. Filmed this one with fucking what's the writer's name? Oh, he's blanking.
Nia
He's
DaCosta.
so no, no.
Oh, that's the
That's
director.
the next director. So they filmed them back to back, and Danny Boyle directed this one,
Mm-hmm.
and then the next one is directed by Nia DaCosta, and she did some bullshit for Disney. I want to say
Oh,
she
okay.
has no credits under her name whatsoever.
And that's my main concern is that when you look back to the original with Cillian Murphy, you had a very well constructed post apocalyptic zombie scenario and
Well,
everything. And then
also when it comes to cinephiles, did you see Sunshine?
no, I didn't.
That's like a 2008 movie, Sunshine, with Cillian Murphy,
Mhm.
directed and written by Danny Boyle. It's one of my favorite sci-fi movies of all time. It drops hard in the third act, but
Plummets.
yeah, it's fucking excellent. The score, the music, the lighting, everything is excellent about Sunshine as a movie. I want to see it in fucking theaters again so bad. It's so good. And yeah, so Danny Boyle's great
Yeah, I
when
mean,
it comes to like directing and writing.
there's a lot of I'm excited for the one coming out this summer. I have no reason to suspect that one won't be good. I like the first two, and it sounds like it's a good continuation. I'm skeptical
But
about the Bone Temple thing. Um,
yeah.
I'm just saying that it looks like this saga is going to go the way of Walking Dead, where you have zombies that can think, you have zombies that can climb, you have zombies that can strategize, you have zombies made of stone, you have all these different custom super badass zombie killers. And honestly, that's what made The Walking Dead fall off so hard, is that they started to get really stupid with it. There were other issues, like just overstaying its welcome, but you know, the thing about the nice 2002 movie is that it had all the same limitations that everything else in that era had, which was they didn't have the I would call it a handicap, but they didn't have access to all the CGI and things that were going to ruin these films, and so they had to just make a practical effects really good film. And I think we're going to have the opposite happen in these newer films, where they're just going to use every opportunity to make CGI that they can. And
Do you know why we know the name Nia DaCosta that's directing the sequel to this trilogy that's gonna come out?
Marvels and Candyman. Yeah, not good. I mean, we
The Marvels is the second worst movie I've ever seen in theaters of all time.
like led only by War of the
first is
Rohirrim.
War of the Rohirrim.
Yeah, War of the
that
Rohirrim
was
is the worst.
Oh shit.
That was so bad. I had
But yeah,
several conversations about how bad that was. Ugh, not good. Matt, what do you think? I mean, are you optimistic that 28 years later could do a franchise? I mean, or like
For
continue
being
along?
realistic, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna watch this.
You're not even gonna check it out? Like the first,
No.
like the new one coming out this year, or either?
So, I don't know if you detected the sarcasm in Cody's voice. I am not a cinephile.
I did. Yep, I do know that.
Okay. I don't give a fuck.
I gotcha.
Just to be crystal clear.
No, you've been clear. That doesn't get. Yeah, so I guess that's where we kind of wrap it up. I mean, any extra
that's why
thoughts?
I asked to begin with.
Any final thoughts,
I
guys?
picked it up.
Anything else?
They, you want to talk about trailers for a second?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like we got two very good trailers this month. This one, 28 years later, being the best, mostly because we don't know shit about the movie at all. They just show us snippets. The only dialogue is at the beginning when it's like basically, don't watch the Teletubbies. It'll make you demonic, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, well, Teletubbies just makes you stupid.
Other than that, it's just we get a 50s. It was from the 50s, talking about, or not talking. It was a 50s poem that came out over the radio.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to fucking find it, see who wrote slash talk or voiced it. But yeah, it's just clips of the movie of scary shit going down, and then you just get this building poem in the background that was based off of the of World War II. So it's it's an excellent trailer. Excellent trailer. It's almost god tier. It's like you can just watch that and just be like, all right, sold. Don't need to see anything else. I'll wait the next 7 months.
Right. I mean,
Where other trailers are just like, here's the entire story, and I'll show you all the good bits.
and then you get to the theaters, there's nothing to look forward to.
And
Everything's
it's
already
like, yeah,
spoiled.
But
Hor-
yeah, no.
hor-
It's
horror
great.
films do
I'm
that.
actually kind of excited for it because 28 weeks later was the first one I saw.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
back
you
in the
jumped
day.
in the middle. Start right off in the middle.
Yeah, I didn't even know about 28 days later. I was like, oh, 28 days later. Like, oh, this is some good fucking zombie shit.
Then discovered one of the best actors of our lifetime, Cillian Murphy.
Fuck yeah.
Was that your first exposure to him? Because that was like his debut, right? That was like his first like showing on the big screen?
I think it was a cute kid in Britain for a while.
Okay.
But yeah, probably. And then, like, Danny Boyle did 28 Days Later. Excellent movie. Did Sunshine, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. Love that movie. With Cillian Murphy.
I am gonna have
And
to
also
see
Chris
Sunshine.
Evans. Captain America's in it.
My favorite. My dude. I actually don't mind Chris Evans as an actor. It's just
I don't either, because he's good. Like, you got Sunshine, you got what's that that fucking snow train movie? What the fuck is it called?
Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer. He's excellent in it. He's good in these weird kind of off this like off
these
the
side
table kinda
projects.
just, like, yeah.
Yeah.
He's great in them. And I also saw him in there's a movie with Jessica Biel. I think it's called London, or She's Called London movie. I don't remember. That's also a very good, like, artsy fartsy kind of movie or whatnot.
Well,
But
and I
I'm
didn't
excited
think
because I haven't seen a Danny Boyle movie in so goddamn long.
and I didn't think that Chris Evans did a bad job as Captain America. I just don't like the Captain America character that he was like written into. I just didn't care for the moral, well, just all the moral compromises he was making. It's like
That's a shit pig.
well, where am I wrong? Where am I wrong?
Where am I wrong? Yeah, no. Sunshine is good.
Strong
If you
recommend
want to,
on
like, check
Sunshine.
out Danny Boyle movies,
All right. Guys, I think we're going to wrap it up there. If you guys have made it to the end of the video, please make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you are new, it's free. It's the best way to help and show your support. Don't forget to check out the merch store. We got a lot of content there to check out and a lot of great t-shirts and very comfortable. Don't forget to comment on the on videos upcoming. We have about another week and a half before the giveaway ends. So make sure to comment on videos in order to win. And thank you guys again. We really appreciate all your love and support. We will see you guys on Sunday Slackers tomorrow. There will not be a podcast next weekend or Bannerlord next week. So I want everyone to go enjoy the holidays, have a good time, Merry Christmas, and we will see you guys on